Hello everyone, and welcome to our weather update on Saturday, January 24th, 2026. Last week we spoke about the chances of an easterly wind with a block of high pressure to our northeast. But we did also contrast it with the other possibility, and that was the Atlantic breaking through and pushing in westerly to southwesterly winds. Now, must say, outcome one, easterly winds, definitely fails. Outcome two will in some way verify, but not in the format that you might expect it to do so. And I'll explain all of that in the next few minutes. But starting off this morning with our satellite, we can see we have low pressure, the swirl of clouds centred just to our south. Currently just west of Wales and south of Ireland. And we're just pursuing in an easterly winds around that, and there's plenty of rain and showers, especially currently over Ireland. The radar shows that nicely. Got this heavy area of rain that's pushed inland overnight from the east, and we have these other areas of rain following behind it. So today's going to be quite a messy day with showers and longer spells of rain. If you're in parts of the UK, it'll be drier and brighter for you, especially through Midlands and eastern England and up into the north as well. But Scotland will see further rain pushing in, I think, from the North Sea through the day. And like it's like that. So brighter in parts of eastern England there with clearer skies. And a fresh easterly breeze. Now that easterly is not a cold easterly. Notice it's coming around from the south, so it's not that chilly, it's just average really. The cold easterly is currently to our north. Follow these wind arrows and they're coming right back from Eastern Europe and Russia. So this is the cold easterly, but we're currently just on the periphery of it. Scotland's quite cold. Shetland's quite cold, yes, but the majority of Ireland and the UK stay not so cold. Right, UK Met Run. So yeah, these charts will look quite messy, just to say that now. So currently, plenty of showers and longer spells of rain coming through. Some snow also over Scotland, over the high ground, due to that colder easterly winds. Notice also some snowfall out in the North Sea. Otherwise, drier through, again, northern England, Midlands and eastern England, but elsewhere you have showers and longer spells of rain coming through the day. And this area of low pressure gradually shifts northwards over tonight into tomorrow. So this brings these showers and areas of rain further north. Tomorrow, Sunday, very, very messy. Some clouds, a lot of clouds, some clear breaks in the west, but also widespread dribs and drabs of rain and drizzle. It's not that clear cut tomorrow, and also easterly winds into parts of Scotland and northern England will mean that some of these turn wintry, especially over high ground. Now you might think that the easterly might come south, but actually quite the opposite. It will just about stay there and retreat slightly northwards as the Atlantic just pushes back ever slightly more strongly into Monday. So you see here, Monday at 1 a.m, quite chilly across all areas, but you can see there's thicker cloud gathering to our southwest, and that will start to make inroads through into Monday morning. So you can see here, and that is followed by rain. So we still have wintry showers and snow showers into Scotland and northern England, even down, notice, into the Midlands. So the easterly temporarily gets through, but this area of rain says no and comes up into Monday over Ireland and Western Wales and England. Notice it gets stuck though, and it gets reinforced from the south with another area of heavy rain, and that will be linked to a different area of low pressure. We get an area of low pressure forming on the front that tries to dislodge the cold air. Now, what's about to happen on this run, right? Take it with a heap of salts, because it's very, that low pressure could form differently different times, different intensities, different air masses, and marginalities will determine everything. But as we move into Tuesday, this moves, it really rapidly intensifies. A lot of rainfall just develops. We serve those snow showers into Scotland and Northern England, and you can see the rain turns increasingly to snow and sleet over higher ground by 3 a.m. Tuesday. Now be prepared, 6 a.m. Tuesday. This is what the UKV is forecasting Tuesday, 6 a.m. Like huge heaps of salt attached. Snowing like mad through parts of Ireland, Western Ireland, Northern Ireland, North Wales, Northern England, down towards Midlands. 9 a.m. snowing like mad, Western Ireland, Northern Ireland, Scotland, Northern England. 12 p.m. snowing like mad, Western Ireland, Scotland, Northern England, North Wales. 3 p.m. still snowing like mad. 6 p.m. still snowing like mad. 9 p.m. still snowing. And those areas get quite a lot of snow, basically out of that. And then going into Wednesday, should probably 10%, yeah. I'll be fine. So into Wednesday, then we see more areas of rain trying to move in, but these are mixed with less cold air, so less likely to show snow. Also, this area of rainfall looks especially heavy. You can see all these red colours moving up from the south. Very intense rainfall rates here, so those do increase the chances of snow due to the cooling effects of this heavy rainfall. I'm going to show you the temperatures now, and yeah, it's just so marginal, and the dew points. So here we go. Temperature forecasts. Weekend, about average. So you can see today, cold air is just about in Scotland, but elsewhere, about average, mid to high single figures. Tonight, temperatures won't drop that much because of cloud and rain. Sunday, quite similar. You got cold air into Scotland, Northern England. Otherwise, you're about 6 to 7 or 8. And then into Monday, well, briefly cooler. The cold air tries to dig in a bit more into the whole of Britain, but you can see milder incursions are waiting in the wings in the southwest. Now, notice, actually, the cold air sort of stays intact over the UK over Monday itself. It gets into Ireland, stalls, and then seems to almost slide to the south. Then there's this temperature contrast here. So near Cornwall, 10 degrees in the far southwest towards just like 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 in more inland areas. That's going to be the fuel for the low pressure. So it comes up Tuesday, 3 a.m. At this point, the very heavy rainfall is forming widely in South Wales, much of England, south of like Birmingham, and then a lot of Ireland. 6 a.m. This is when it snows like mad in many areas, so we'll keep this frame. Now, look at this one, okay? Snowing very heavily, Irish Midlands, Western Ireland, Northern Ireland, North Wales, Northern England. Temperatures, though, like Irish Midlands, about 2 to 4 degrees. Maybe a bit more convincing for the west of Ireland, North Wales, yeah, but low-lying areas of Northern England, 2 or 3. So, that's really marginal. And that's on the really extreme end of marginal. Like, when you get 2, 3, 4 degrees, and the chart showing really heavy snowfall rates. A lot of that is probably down to how we've got really heavy rainfall in the first place. That will drag the cooler air down there from aloft, yes, and cool the air down. And that might mean that snowflakes survive that a bit longer. So what that might be suggesting is really wet, clumpy snow, like the wettest of snow, like sleety snow. But yeah, that is just so marginal. That's really marginal. So marginal. Like, I could easily fall as just rain. That could easily, with these temperatures, fall as just rain. Through Tuesday, well, in the morning it does. That's a very sharp an odd-looking temperature boundary. Now, as usual, I here in the southeast, I basically missed out. Look at that arrogant little hook of miles of air just into me. I tell you, these struggles. I think that'll be more snow, definitely, but by 9 a.m. Tuesday in parts of Western Ireland there. But by midday, milder incursions through parts of Eastern Ireland, Wales, and Southern England. And that's just the milder sector. Colder air comes in behind it again. Still cold for Scotland, Northern England. And then we go through, and it just stays quite chilly into Wednesday and Thursday. So you can see that low on Tuesday, such big headaches, I tell you. So, GFS. Right, so today we have that low pressure over us into the south, and that will move gradually northwards, notice the easterly into Scotland, and that will bring colder air. Beyond that, well, low pressure sort of hangs around for tomorrow, but won't be so much rain. Let's get through that. That is a glitch from yesterday's run. Now, Monday at 6 p.m. So we got like what looks to be quite a straightforward-ish pass, and we got low pressure, deep low pressure to our west, weak block to the north. You think, okay, straightforward, weather front through here, that will just come through, but no, you're wrong. We see a low pressure system forming rapidly through Monday night. By 6 a.m. it's over Biscay, and there's cold-ish air to its north. Notice also that the timing is different to the UKV, but by 6 a.m. But by 6 p.m. Tuesday, we have that low, deep low towards northern France, and we have chilly air over England and Wales. Now, that brings probably just a load of cold rain at 3 or 4 degrees to many areas of England and Wales. That might turn to snow as it meets Wales and northern England. Yes, it does, and parts of Ireland as well. So, very marginal with that low, extremely marginal, and I won't be surprised if that got corrected to fall as just rain away from high ground, because we live in Ireland and the UK, and we're cursed. Let's face it, it's reality. And well, at least for me in the southeast of Ireland, I feel like I'm always cursed. I don't know who I've sinned. I've sinned someone, honestly. By Wednesday, we have these low pressures sort of elongating. Jet streams to our south, near into Iberia. And, the air's quite chilly, there could be some surprises from wintriness. And it just stays. We do break a westerly through there by Friday, but that's not especially miles. I mean, temperatures, 5-6 degrees, locally 7, not that miles at average. And then we go into early February, and given what's happened, given the chaos recently with all this flip-flopping and marginality, take this, just, So we see blocking increasing to our north, low pressures tracking southwards. That would be a snow event on Thursday, the 5th of February, if that came off, probably, but it won't. You can see. Actually, that is not a snow event. Pardon me, but that's a hint. It's getting colder. So yes, we do pull in a easterly to northerly wind. Upper temperatures go cold, and yeah, that's like a locked in cold pattern. Now we thought we'd get this next week, possibly, but no, not exactly. ECM. So again, low pressure just hanging around through the weekend like an unwanted guest. Then Monday, well, briefly colder air does feed in on that easterly flow, but notice that deep low to the west will throw it away. Tuesday midnight. Unfortunately, at this point, it's only 7:14, so we can only view the ECM in 24-hourly frames. We can't see the detail of each day, but Tuesday midnight, low pressure's over Biscay and moving into the Celtic Sea, but it's got a lot of miles of air ahead of it. So that means that there'll be very little snow potential with this away from higher ground and away from the north. Yeah, also that lowers further west on the ECM, so it's got more of that southerly winds that comes in ahead of it. So that's the difference. Again, there's a lot of differences. A subtle shift in temperature, dew point, low pressure position, timing, all of that, location will make a huge difference in what we see. By next Thursday, we're going quite chilly and wet. We've got that low pressure elongating itself. Upper temperatures aren't that cold, aren't that mild, just chilly, wet. And if we get some clear nights with this between systems, that's quite slack. Winds are going to be light, so expect ice. And we go into early February, and we just keep it going quite chilly and wet. Blocking could be starting to rise to our north, but I don't want to go anywhere near that. Here's the UK Met run. So here we go. Low pressure gradually clearing away through tomorrow and into Monday, briefly colder. Yeah, that's the low that forms there. Okay, interestingly. Okay. You see, it's such fine margins. See, notice, right? Here's a very good thing to analyze here. If your upper air temperatures, what I'm showing you now, if they're 0 or above, if they're above 0, it means that it can only ever rain. You cannot get snow, right? Because the parcel of milder air is too thick and too big, so the snowflakes melts before they reach the ground, even if ground temperatures are below freezing, and that would lead to freezing rain. So Tuesday and midnight, UK Met run, right? Cannot snow. Southeast England. Cannot snow. South and West Wales. Cannot snow. Devon, Cornwall, Somerset. Cannot snow. Southern Ireland. Cannot snow. Western Ireland. Cannot snow. These are localised pockets further north and east in England, but can definitely snow in Scotland. Got very cold air masses there. 6 a.m. Tuesday. What is this? So we have cooling of the upper atmosphere overnight due to that really, really heavy rainfall. That snow coming down heavily. It cools the atmosphere quickly. So you see, we also have a more more proper divider between the mild and colder. Notice here, cannot snow. Southern Ireland cannot snow. West Wales, South Wales, much of southern England, and definitely in South West, and cannot snow parts of East Anglia. But can snow everywhere else, and in those other greener areas, it depends on temperature, intensity, dew point. Dew point, actually, I'm going to show you. Dew points so marginal, they're about 1 or 0. Cannot have snow if you have dew point above 0. It's so marginal, but honestly, it's just so treacherous, this, isn't it? And then beyond that, well, this next low comes in, and I don't want to touch that yet, but it might bring snow, and same with that one next Saturday. Whatever. GEM. That low slides away. Monday looks straightforward. Before we see this low come up through Tuesday, 6 a.m. Tuesday, upper temperatures, cannot snow. Many areas of Wales and southern England can snow. All of Ireland, away from Rosselair and much of England and northern England. Heavy rainfall, probably some sleet involved. Quite chilly, but just a couple of degrees above the margin for snow. But bear in mind, the UKV showed heavy snow at 3 degrees, so whatever. And beyond that, you can see low pressure starts to come through. Quite chilly with that. Could be snow in the north over high ground. Nothing that unusual about that. Icon. So icon, once again, deep low does fizzle away. Monday it looks quite straightforward. Before we get into Tuesday morning, Tuesday 6 a.m. Let's see what icon's showing. See low pressure currently over the St George's Channel. Upper temperatures, cannot snow like South East Ireland, Wales, much of actually England and Wales, should I say. Much of Wales and England, like big chunk of those areas cannot snow. But probably snowing in parts of the Midlands of Ireland. Heavy rainfall. Temperatures actually not favouring snow. But if it were to snow, from that scenario, this would suggest parts of Irish Midlands. Okay, so then we just go into chilly and wet pattern as we know it, and then arpege to round it all off. Let's see what happens with this low. So arpege has that further west, so I think that would restrict the snow potential, if anything, to the west of Ireland. Upper temperatures look quite mild, see, in many areas, and then precipitation, temperature. So snow actually in Northern England and Northern Ireland, possibly, with that icon, that arpege run. What a morning. It's 7:21 and I've already delved into the biggest headache of the winter, probably. Anyway, so ensemble data. So what we're seeing here is the GFS ensembles that are forecasting the upper temperatures for the next 2 weeks. For Dublin, staying about average really. The red line is the average and the white line is the mean of the ensemble. So we're saying roughly about average, no big deviations, some colder runs, yeah, but overall nothing that dramatic. So it shows you going to be quite chilly, some mild sectors but quite chilly overall. Snow row, couple of spikes there, that is on Tuesday. A few more beyond that. Gory, again a few for me on Tuesday to Thursday, a few beyond that, but not that great. Now let's go somewhere like Portlaoise, where it's probably going to be like, yeah, Portlaoise, yeah, you see a few more snow spikes. Galway, a few of them, let's go somewhere like, I don't know, Cavan. Nope. But Hats Evan is doing well. Cavan. Yeah, a few there. So see Tuesday snow event might occur. Probably won't. I say now it probably won't because I often see these scenarios get downgraded over time. Now London. Probably not going to be that great for London, honestly. Yeah, very few, just a couple. Birmingham, better there. Just marginally. Edinburgh, like this is got a few for Edinburgh. Probably some wintriness on the showers coming in on the easterly wind. Inverness, just like that. Yeah, again that easterly wind. Some flurries will come through. So yeah, go something like Cardiff to round it off, and then we'll get this wrapped up. Cardiff, very few. Oh my gosh. And then probably give me like, we'll try Exeter. Last one, Exeter. Yeah, that's the worst one. I expect, like Cornwall. That makes me feel better. That there's somewhere that looks worse than where I live for snow. Anyway, everyone, if you've made it through to this part of the video without your head exploding, that's really good. I feel like mine's about to explode because that is just, honestly, forecasting snow or anything wintry in Ireland and the UK is never an easy job. It's never, ever, ever straightforward. Never. Anyway, thanks for watching. I will see you. Keep your sanity, and bye for now.